Just first talk about a little bit of the disparities that exist. Dental care in Appalachia isn't what it needs to be. 26% of preschoolers have tooth decay. 44% of kindergarteners have tooth decay. By the time they're 8 years old, 65% have developed dental caries and 35% are untreated. 66% of 15-year-olds have dental caries with 32 untreated. In the age group of 18 to 24, 15% have had teeth extracted. That jumps to 39% between the age groups of 25 to 34. Imagine how hard it is to get a job in your 20s when you don't have teeth. That increases, and by age 65, over 90% of West Virginia adults have had some teeth removed, but 40% have had all their teeth removed, ranking West Virginia #1 in the nation for adults that don't have teeth. There's a correlation between income and dental care. The lower the income, the higher the disease rates, and the lower the dental care. There are also more than 200,000 Medicaid eligible for dental care. But after 21, you're no longer eligible, so you rely on the ER, which only provides pain medication and antibiotics. Now consider that $2 billion of SNAP dollars are spent on these beverages. Now I'll talk about the product itself, some of the ingredients. Brominated vegetable oil. It's used as a flame retardant. It's banned in most European countries and Japan. In excess, it causes skin lesions, nerve disorders, and memory loss. My favorite's EDTA, calcium disodium. This is used to treat lead poisoning, radioactivity, and my favorite, to soften teeth for root canals. It also has high fructose corn syrup, which we all know, and that, when you combine it with citric acid, creates a chemical reaction, which you'll see in the next slide. The metabolic process induces the demineralization, and whether caries develop depends on how long those substances are in your mouth and how long it takes to get back to normal. In 2009, Mountain Dew generated over $5 billion for PepsiCo. There are many actions that can be taken, and I approached it from a multi-tiered angle. The easiest one is going to be to ban it in schools. Our oral health providers, we've got dental hygienists that go into schools and provide prevention, education, screenings, and one of the stories I was told that in one of the more rural counties that doesn't have access to good drinking water, students are allowed to bring in beverages. And when this dental hygienist went in, almost every desk had a big bottle of Mountain Dew on it, including the teachers. She didn't know where to start. So banning it on school grounds is probably the easiest thing to do. And then also limiting the product size. The producers are the ones that determine what product size is. And a normal bottle that most of these people walk around with is 2.5 servings. And they drink it all day. Young moms put it in sippy cups for their babies. So we need to limit the size that can be sold. Something we can kind of look at New York's recent laws on. Also posted warning signs at the point of sale, where if you're gonna go in and you're gonna buy a case of Mountain Dew, you're gonna know what it is that you're doing to yourself and to your children. I'm also suggesting that we require licenses because somehow we have to police this. We have to make sure that, if we are gonna put these restrictions on, that someone can make sure that they're enforced. And the licenses aren't gonna be large, even a $5 permitting fee, so that way the sanitarians can go in and make sure that those warning signs are up there. West Virginia also has an existing excise tax, but it hasn't been raised in decades. I'd like to model it after Arkansas's law. They're the only state in the nation that has a sugar-sweetened beverage tax. All of their funds go to Medicaid. I propose that half goes to Medicaid and half goes to the Oral Coalition, so that way they can start replicating some of these clinics to start addressing the problems. A much harder one would be SNAP benefits. As I said earlier, $2 billion were spent last year on these beverages. And then manufacturers labeling, telling people that if you sip on these, you have a high risk of developing these dental caries. Professor Harris, who's here in the audience today, wrote the Law Review article. That inspired me to present this, containing all the evidence. The World Health Organization has stated that dental erosion is a growing problem worldwide, and it's associated with an increased consumption of beverages containing acids. The combination of insufficient access to dental care in Appalachia, the high amount of sugar combined with a low pH and citric acid, the addictiveness of the soda, with a high amount of caffeine, the EDTA, and the egregious dental outcomes all support the need for reform. Taxpayers shouldn't be paying for all of this care.